It's been a long time since I have sat here and done this. Hello everyone! What is up? Arianna here, back with another video. It has been 2 months? Let's see. Yep. It's been 2 months. I needed to take a little bit of a break, kind of take a step back from YouTube, figure out exactly what I wanted to do on this platform, what I wanted to do with my life. You know, I had to do a little bit of soul searching, so I appreciate y'all for giving me my time and letting me figure things out, because things really got figured out in the best way. I had a bunch of videos filmed, but then they literally, like, the footage just poof, vanished. This video is highly requested. I actually filmed this one already, but it was one of the videos where the footage just like disappeared, so I'm gonna reshoot it in a better mindset and a better mind space and give you guys the juice on how I became an entertainment host. So let's go back to the beginning. In 2009, 10 years ago. Back in 2009, I was cheerleading for my school. I was cheer captain, big E today, you know. And I was very vocal about wanting to be in entertainment. I wanted to act, I wanted to produce, and I never really thought about hosting, but I knew that I wanted to be in entertainment. I wanted to do on-camera work. Oh, and that's also when I first started this channel. I had another YouTube channel, but I didn't really use it anymore. I started this channel in 2009, and my coach knew that I was really interested in videos and things like that, and she came across a, I guess, casting for a junior reporter for the National Cheerleading Association. So she sent it to me. She was like, this could be something really cool for you. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. An audition on camera, I'm in. Count me in. So I ended up going in. It was my first ever audition, like ever. Besides like the little scams and stuff that they used to say like on the radio, and you go in and you do like a little commercial and all that. Yeah, I got scammed. But this was like my first like legitimate audition. So I went in there and I was just like, I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna see if these people like me. We'll just see. And I was kind of low-key intimidated when I went in, because you could kind of tell that the other girls were like, they had stage moms and like they had been auditioning and stuff, because this was in Dallas. So Dallas is a smaller market than LA is, obviously, but there is a market out there, and there are a lot of like actors and things like that. A few things shoot out there, so there were some kids that were in the industry already, and I was not one of those kids. So I was a little intimidated, but I didn't let it get to me. I was just like, whatever, I'm here, I'm just gonna do my best. So I guess my best was definitely good enough, because I ended up booking the job. I was 15 years old, and I booked my first hosting gig as the National Cheerleading Association's junior reporter. So what I did for them was I went to competitions and I interviewed people that were like on teams and stuff, and like their coaches, and did fun little tidbit videos that they put online. And then I also did a couple camps where I went and interviewed people and stuff, and it was really cool. Did my hair and makeup, like it was so cool, and it gave me a little taste of hosting, and it actually made me be like, okay, wait a minute, I'm kind of good at this. I wasn't that good at the time, y'all. Like, I was not that good at the time, but I kind of felt like, okay, this is something I enjoy, and I feel like I can really do this. And they were supposed to get a new one every single year, but they ended up renewing me for the following year. So instead of just doing 1 year as a junior reporter, I did 2, and that was my junior year and my senior year. And of course, senior year, it's time to start looking into college, if that's what you go do, and that's what I was gonna do. So when I was looking into colleges, I was like, okay, let me look into something that I could actually host with, because I kind of really like this. And I also was obsessed with like E! News and Wendy Williams and like talk shows and things like that. So I was like, I kind of want to get into entertainment hosting. So when I went off to school, the first year I went to Texas State University, and they didn't really have anything that was like broadcast, but they did have a radio station. So I decided to sign up for the radio station, because it was, I mean, that's broadcast but not like on camera, but I was like, radio, like, let's just see what happens. So I worked for the radio station. I did, I was part of their promo team, and that was pretty much like making commercials and little PSAs and things like that for the college station. And it was really cool, and I kind of got a little bit of a voice reel for that, but I never really did anything with my voiceover reel, but we'll see. I would love to voice a cartoon character. I may have to pull those out. I may need some water to do. Oh, the dehydration is real. It's real. Anyway, let me get another sip because I'm telling y'all the whole story in this video. Just get another sip of ice cold water. I know ice water isn't good for your voice, but it's refreshing. Yeah, so I was working for that radio station, and then I ended up transferring schools, and I transferred to the University of North Texas. But I was kind of like deciding between UNT, University of North Texas, and UT, the University of Texas at Austin, because I heard that both of them had good programs where I actually be able to be on camera and get some hosting experience, or more hosting experience. My deciding factor for going with UNT was I watched a few of their episodes online, and there was a show called North Texas Now, and it was so well produced, and one of the hosts, her name is Suzanne Hendricks now, she was Suzanne Barzani back then, but she just was so amazing. I was like, this girl is a star. I want to be like that. Like, I literally saw her and what she was doing. I ended up looking her up, and she had a blog and was doing like YouTube videos and things like that, and so I was like, wow, this is the career path that I would love to take, or something similar, because everybody has a different path. But I was like, oh wow, like, she's amazing. If she is on this show, I would love to learn from her, maybe possibly she could be a mentor for me or something like that. So I reached out to her, and at that time I was creating my own show on my YouTube channel called The Juice TV, which is no longer up. I think all that stuff is on private because it was horrible. I filmed it with my webcam, which was great because that's what I had at the time, but like quality wise. But yeah, I would like interview friends that were doing like music or acting, or other YouTubers. I had a thing where I was like 10 questions with, and I would send YouTubers 10 questions, and they'd send it back, and I would put up an episode of that. I even had people come in for interviews to my house, and I put up a pink what's it called, a pink blanket as a backdrop, and put a table, and I had cards, and I was like literally like having this whole like interview. It was literally a talk show, y'all. I was really trying. And that actually wasn't my first show that I had done. All throughout high school, I would produce these little shows. Like, one was called Teen Starlet TV, and I would go through and do like man on the street type interviews with people. So I would go and ask like all my friends and people in the hallways different questions, and there'd be a question per video, like, who's your celebrity crush and why? What's your favorite song right now? It was just like random stuff like that, but I would do it and put it out like every couple of weeks or like once a month. One of them I even did where we went to this place called the Arlington Highlands back home, and we were walking through like the different stores talking about the trends. We were even talking about what movies were coming out, celebrity gossip. I was always that girl trying to like make this stuff happen. So those little things that I was self-producing were all throughout high school and that summer before I transferred to UNT. So when I reached out to Suzanne, I was like, hey girl, do you want to do an interview for my show? And she was like, yes. So I sat down, we did a webcam interview, and the footage was deleted. It was like lost, like it was just like corrupt. I was so sad. I was so sad. So the interview is no longer anywhere. I didn't even get to put it up, but I was able to just talk with her, and she introduced me to the people that work at the station. So I ended up deciding, you know what, I'm gonna choose UNT. I'm gonna transfer to UNT, and I'm gonna work at their station. So I submitted all my like applications and all that good stuff, and there was an orientation day, and they had some people from the station there, and so I made sure that I went up there and introduced myself. I've always been like a networker, so I went up and introduced myself, and I was like, I would love to be a part of this. I talked to them about how I reached out to Suzanne and how I had been hosting and things like that, and they told me the dates that the auditions were happening for the shows, and I was like, okay, put it in my calendar, and I went and I auditioned. And when I did audition, I brought a resume and a reel, which you didn't have to because it was a college station. Everything was volunteer, like it was very chill. But I'm an overachiever, like a real overachiever. But they really did like that I put in effort, and that I actually like burned a DVD with my reel on it, and I brought in a headshot and a resume and all that. So they ended up booking me to be a segment host for that season, and every season was a semester long. So for that season I was a segment host, and we only did I think like 3 or 4 episodes, I want to say, but it was really fun. It was so professional, and I got a lot of great real footage. So the second season came around, which was the second semester, and I got a little too confident in my position, because I went into audition and I completely like messed up all the words, and they were like, do you want to, are you okay? I should have asked, oh, can I do that again? I'm so sorry, I stumbled over my words, can I just do it one more time? But I didn't. I was just like, oh no. I was like, okay, thank you. Like, I don't know, maybe it was just like embarrassment, I just wanted to get out of there, but I definitely should have been like, I'm so sorry, can I do that one more time? That is not me. But I like butchered it, and I was just like, okay, whatever. In my mind I was like, well, I was a segment host, they know what I can do, I'll get a hosting position again. I didn't. But I found out it wasn't even because I messed up. The reason why I was told that I didn't get a hosting position was because they didn't know if they'd be able to handle me, meaning my personality was a lot, which definitely took a toll on me. First off, I was shook because I had always just been an outgoing person. I was always myself, and to be told like that you didn't know if you could handle me made me feel like, wait, what do you mean handle? Like I'm some kind of like animal or something. Like, I know how to tone it down, I know how to like keep it under control. Like, y'all saw me last season, nobody had any problems on set or anything. Like, I listened to direction well. It was just a lot. And it was a different EP, a different executive producer that season, and she was the one who was like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to like handle you, which I still don't really understand, but it's okay because they brought me on to be the social media producer. So pretty much I just ran the social media pages for the show that season, and yeah, it was kind of sad. But the executive producer from the first season that I was on was running a late night show at the at school as well, and she wanted me and one of my friends, Kylie, to be the behind the scenes host for that show. And so they called us the late night interns, and we created this entire show where we got to be as wild and crazy as we wanted to be, and we would go through the audience, ask the audience questions. There was like a live band because it was literally like a late night talk show, and we would be able to like ask the band questions, and it was just so much fun. And I got some real footage from that as well, but it was more of like us learning how to create like our own little YouTube videos. So that came in handy now that I create videos. I mean, I did before, but it was kind of cool creating videos for another type of platform and being able to have more freedom, and we had like really good equipment and stuff, so it was really, really cool. So the following year, I guess the following semester after those first 2 semesters, I auditioned again for North Texas Now because I was like, I really want to be an entertainment host. Like, I know I can do this. And there was a different EP, the other one that thought I was a little bit too much, graduated, and so I was like, maybe I'll have another chance. And I did. I actually was able to host that season, and then from then on I was just I was hosting every single season until, was it the last, it might have been the last semester or the last year that I was there, because I was really focused on my YouTube channel. I was a beauty guru at the time, and I was just really focused on getting that content out and trying to save up money. I was working a lot to save up to move here to LA. I did enter a contest with Awesomeness TV, and it was to be a guest host for the Daily Report, and I ended up winning that contest as well. And they had me guest host for I think like a month or two. I think it was like a month, but I was in Texas, so I would send in videos and they would put it on their channel, and it was so much fun. And then I ended up winning a sweepstakes. This kind of stuff, this was just God, because there's no other way to explain how all of these amazing things happen at like one time. But I ended up winning a sweepstakes that I forgot I entered through ABC Family, or it's Freeform now, but it was ABC Family at the time, and they sent me on a free trip to LA. So I was able to come to LA for free, hotel, flight paid for, and I told Awesomeness that I'd be in LA, and they wanted me to come in and meet the team and all sorts of stuff like that. So I did, and I actually was able to host a little segment of the Daily Report in person, and that was really fun. And I think I still had one more, oh yeah, so this was the summer before I didn't go back to host, so I still had one more year of school left. But they told me, they're like, we want you to come back, you should definitely intern with us, like that'd be really cool, we could get you on hosting some more stuff like that. So I was like, heck yes. So that entire year I was just saving up money and just thinking, I'm interning for Awesomeness TV, I'm gonna move out to LA as soon as I graduate, and I'm gonna intern with them. So I pretty much spoke that into existence, because I was just saying, yeah, I'm interning with Awesomeness TV. Like, people would ask my plans after college, and I was like, I'm moving to LA, I'm gonna do an internship with Awesomeness TV, and hopefully I'll get a job after that. Like, I literally was just so about it. And I applied for 3 different internships with Awesomeness. I applied for the fashion and beauty department, fashion, beauty, lifestyle department, the pop culture department, which was the one I really wanted because I'm hosting. But then another position became available, and it was for on-camera. It was just an on-camera internship. Like, it didn't really give many details. It was just like, you're gonna be on camera. And the on-camera one really like appealed to me because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on camera. I really wanted to host. And interning for the pop culture department, I was thinking I wouldn't necessarily be able to host right away, especially as an intern, and there was like a lot of other things that went with that internship. So I was like, I hope I get this on camera internship. So once I found out about that and I applied to that, I started saying, yeah, I'm doing this internship with Awesomeness TV. I don't really know what it is, but it's like on camera something. I think they're making like a show or something like that. And so I started speaking that into existence. So I already did like research and found an apartment and had my date set for when I was gonna come to LA. Still didn't have my internship yet. I hadn't heard a thing, but I was like, I'm getting this internship, and if I don't, then I'm gonna find something else when I'm out there because I'm going to LA. So like, I want to say like a week, maybe a week before I left for LA, which was like a week before walking the stage, like the graduation, because I left the day after walking, or 2 days after walking the stage. But yeah, it was like a week before I got a call that I had the pop culture position. So I was like, yes. But in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, but I really want this on camera one. Like, I hope I get that one, because they were like, we saw that you applied for both and you would be able to do both. So, you know, we'll just see what happens with that. And so I was like, okay, please let me get it. So fast forward, I'm driving to LA. It took 2 days because my ex and I drove together. It took us 2 days, and on the second day we were driving, and all of a sudden you like go over this like mini like hill looking thing, and you see downtown LA, or maybe it's not downtown LA, but you see some buildings that look like it's LA. And as soon as I saw them, I was like, wow, I'm here. And then I get a call, y'all. I cannot, like, this is like a movie. I get a call that I got the on-camera position, the on-camera internship. Like, I was shook. I was so excited. So that position actually started a week later. So they worked it out so that I wouldn't have to come in until the day that we filmed, because they wanted to get like first impressions and stuff like that. So I ended up filming that. It was like a docu-series, I guess, with Awesomeness, but I was also working at the pop culture internship as well. So the days that we weren't filming, I was still in office trying to make sure that I got work done with the pop culture department, because I wanted to get a job afterwards. And the pop culture department is the one that does the the daily reports and the interviews and the red carpets and things like that. So I was like, I really want to make a good impression because I want to get a job, I want to get a position, I want to be able to host. So I worked my little bit off, 5 days a week, unpaid internship. That's back before we knew it was illegal. And I ended up getting a job after the internship. Praise the Lord. And it was with the pop culture department. It first was just as a writer, but I was very vocal about wanting to host. Even throughout my whole entire internship, I was very vocal about wanting to be a host. And I finally got my opportunity a few months in, and they let me host this show called Awesomeness Weekly. And it was on Verizon's platform. It was called Go 90, but Go 90 isn't around anymore. But I did that show every single week, and it was pretty much a combination of 2 daily reports from that week and 2 additional stories. And I actually was put in charge of it after a while. So I was the one like making sure that it got done, that all the stories were right, the scripts were good, the edit looked great, everything. That was my project to be in charge of. And so I was hosting for that for a few months, and then the main host of Awesomeness at the time was Hunter March, and he was doing another show, and so he wasn't there a lot of the time, and they were like, Arianna, do you want to host? And I was like, yes. So I finally went in and I started hosting the daily report. So I was not only hosting the daily report, but I was hosting their Awesomeness Weekly, and they started throwing me into red carpets as well. And my first ever red carpet was for Not Scary Farm, which is Not Scary Farm's like Halloween thing. and I didn't really know what to expect. Like, they trained us because my friend Sierra and I were both hired on from our internship, and we were working with the Hollywood department. It was called the Hollywood department at the time. We were working with the Hollywood department, and us two and our friend Dahlia, who worked with the website and all the online stuff, we all went together for the first carpet. We didn't know what to expect. We were like, it's an amusement park. We really don't know who's going to be there. We didn't have a face sheet sent to us through email, and a face sheet is the packet that you get with every person's face that's confirmed to come, their face and their name, so that way you can look at it and you can know who is who, and you don't call anybody the wrong name or anything like that. Not every red carpet has a face sheet, something I learned, but most of them do, or their publicist will show you, like, will have a piece of paper with their name on it, or ask you, do you want to interview blah 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 from blah blah blah. So yeah, so they didn't give us a face sheet through email or anything, so we didn't really know what to expect. We were just excited to, like, be out and about and doing something really cool. Y'all, we get there, they give us the face sheet. Just to name a few of the people that we got to interview that night: Keke Palmer, Trevor Jackson, Jeanette McCurdy, Austin Butler, Jodie Sweetin, Taj Mowry. The list goes on. Those are just a few that I can think of on the top of my head, because this was back in 2016. So I don't really remember. And it was on Go 90. It wasn't even on, like, YouTube, so the footage is completely gone. I don't know where it is. But I was shook. That was my first ever red carpet, and it was so star-studded in the sense of, these are people that I grew up watching. Like, we saw Miranda Cosgrove. She didn't do interviews, neither did Vanessa Hudgens, but we saw them there. They, like, walked through, they took their photos and, like, went through. Like, it was insane. And that moment was a huge moment for me to, like, just be so grateful and so, whoo, I'm doing it. I said I was gonna move out to LA and I'm gonna be a host, and I am out here doing it. So that was my first ever red carpet. And then a few weeks later, we did the Streamy Awards. We did the iHeartRadio Music Awards, Radio Disney Music Awards, Kids Choice Awards, and it was just so much fun. And I don't know, that was just a really, really fun experience for me to be able to kind of live out that dream. Throughout this entire time, I was also hosting the Daily Report most days, because Hunter was super, super busy at this time. I think he was hosting Emo Genius, I think that's what it was called. He had a game show that he was hosting, and so he was gone a lot of times, and he was also hosting a show called Top 5 Live. So a lot of times I would step in to host the Daily Report. And eventually I ended up being an associate producer, because at this time I was still technically a PA, which was like definitely a pay cut from what a regular host would get paid. And I was a little vocal about how that wasn't really fair. So I got boosted up to an associate producer, which still was a bit of a pay cut from what a regular host would get paid, but it was more, and I was just grateful to have a job in LA and all that good stuff. As an associate producer, they were like, okay, your next thing is to create a show, because now that you're an associate producer, we want you to contribute more to the channel. So we want you to create your own shows, pitch your shows. We're going to teach you guys how to do all that. So I ended up creating a show where I was the main host, because I wanted to be the main host of something. Because I was always the backup host. Like, if Hunter couldn't do it, then they would be like, Arianna, come do it. So I was like, I want to create my own show where I'm the main host. So I created a show called My 2 Cents, but the name ended up not getting cleared. But before we found out the name wasn't cleared, the whole purpose of the show, it was myself and then 3 other hosts in a round table type environment, and we would talk about some type of topic that had 2 sides. And the first one that we did, which is why it did so well, was right when Fifth Harmony, when Camila left Fifth Harmony. So there was a lot of buzz, and it was just like a hot topic. So we went in and filmed the pilot episode that we would pitch to the execs and test it out on the channel. So for each episode, we talk about what was going on with the story. I give like the facts and things like that, and then each person would kind of give their opinion, and it was really, really conversational, super fun. And at the very end, there were 2 jars, and there was one jar that was for the Fifth Harmony episode. There was one jar for Fifth Harmony if you're team 5H, and then there was one for Camila if you're team Camila. And each host got 2 pennies, and they put them in with their closing statement. So this host like would say, okay, so after hearing about all this, you know, I think that I'm just gonna have to say that I'm team Camila because blah 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 blah. That's my 2 cents. And they put their little pennies in. Such a great concept, right? Yeah. yeah, but we did a few of them and it was super fun. I brought my friends along and it was just so much fun to create that show and host and all that good stuff. So at the end of the summer in 2017, I decided to part ways as a producer or as an associate producer with Awesomeness. I still come in and do like hosting and stuff occasionally and like acting and stuff like that, but I really wanted to focus on being a host and being on camera and taking a step away from the production side of things. And for a while I was really just focused on acting because I just loved it so much. I got into classes that summer and it's such a passion of mine, and I always wanted to act, but I was just never confident enough to like say it. That I wanted to be an actress. I always was like, oh, I want to be an entertainment host. Oh, I want to be a director, a producer. But in reality, like acting was always number one for me. So when I finally got the confidence to just like do it, go for it, then I was like, okay, I'm going all in. So I ended up leaving Awesomeness and focusing on that for a while. So throughout that time when I was focusing on acting, there were a few gigs here and there that I did hosting wise, but it wasn't until earlier this year, 2019, that I ended up getting a full-on hosting position again, and that was with VidCon. So I was hosting for VidCon for a few months. It was so much fun. I got to interview really cool creators, and at VidCon, oh my gosh, I met so many people. I met so many of you guys. I didn't even know that y'all like paid attention. Like y'all would come, y'all came up to me. Y'all have no idea. I'm so grateful. Like, I think I'm ashy and I just showed my ash to the camera. But y'all have no idea. I was so grateful. That was such an experience. It was so much fun. But I did end up parting ways with VidCon recently. I do have a ton of like footage and videos and stuff that haven't come out yet, so you'll still be seeing me on the channel and things like that. But I have a new hosting job, and today while I'm filming this, I'm not supposed to say the name of it, but by the time I post this video, the announcement will already be made. So I'm hosting for a new show called TBD Bites. It is for TBD Network with Jukin Media. I'm so excited. It is so much fun. There's an actual set and everything, and I feel like this is like the next level of hosting for me. And there are 6 hosts total. We did a promo shoot, and like this group of people, just so genuine, so fun, so nice. It was so refreshing. I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. So I'm doing the first season, and then there's going to be a website where you can go and vote and things like that for your favorite host. If it is up by the time this video is up, then it'll be linked down below. If it's not up, then follow me on Instagram and I'll let you know when you can vote. But yeah, you vote on your favorite host, and then that host goes on to do other things with the network. But yeah, I love it so much. It's so much fun. But yeah, so that is my story, my very long story about how I became an entertainment host and my journey to where I am now. I'm also, I don't know if I can say it yet. I'm not gonna say it yet, but you'll see it when it's time. But you know, your girl is bringing back the producer in me. That's all I'm gonna say. So just be ready for that announcement, because it's coming. It's happening. Things are happening. I keep spitting, and I don't know why, because my mouth is so dry. There's nothing to come out. I'm like, so yeah, that's that story. I know a lot of you guys have been requesting that. Y'all have been wanting to know how I got into it, what I did. So pretty much, if you're still in college, definitely try an intern somewhere. Intern, create your own content. People can find you online, and you can end up hosting that way. Make sure you are vocal about what you want to do, because you never know who may hear you. And just keep on pushing. Always keep striving, no matter what gets in your way, no matter what happens. If you have a goal and you have something that you want to accomplish, just keep on pushing for it, because it will happen. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this long-winded video. If you guys have any questions, maybe I'll do a Q&A video, because I know this was just kind of my journey. It wasn't necessarily how to become an entertainment host, because everyone's journey is just so different. Everyone has a different story, a different timeline, things like that. So if you have any questions, I will do a follow-up video with whatever you guys asked. So comment down below if you have any questions, even if you have questions about my journey or how I got through certain things or anything like that. Just go ahead and comment them down below, and I will get that video made and edited and posted before 2 months. And make sure to subscribe and join the Airy Baby gang. I'm gonna start doing shout outs again in my next video. I feel like I need to do a reset because I literally have not uploaded. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for being patient while I got my own life together. I'm still getting it together, but little by little it's coming together, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. All right, I'm gonna go drink some water because your girl's so dehydrated. Okay, bye.